All right, what I'm going to do now is make some asparagus. They had these at the supermarket the other day, and they're absolutely beautiful. Well, as good as you can get in the supermarket, not as good as if you had them coming out of your garden. But notice how fat they are. Most people, at least most people that I know, they always buy the tall, real skinny ones. And then the way they cook them is they bend them, and wherever it wants to break, they snap them, and they end up throwing half of the thing away. So I think this bunch was like $3 and change. So if the little ones are $3, say $3.50 for a small bunch, and they throw half of it away, that becomes $7. That's an expensive vegetable, $7. So the way I do them, and where I got this recipe from, I don't watch cooking shows. I don't like them. I especially don't like celebrity chefs and all the fanfare, and it's like game show hosts. I don't like it. That's just my opinion. But anyway, a couple of years ago, I was watching, laying there watching TV, and I stumbled across a vintage show of Julia Child, and she was making asparagus. And she picked out these big fat ones like this. And I watched the whole show, and I watched her do it, and I tried it. That was it. That was the last time I ever cooked asparagus any other way. In fact, I think it might have even been in black and white. I don't know. But I've never looked back. This is the way she did it on that show. And this is the way I do it now. So it's actually hers, not mine, but I'll share it. And it's so, I was shocked. It's just so much better than those skinny asparagus. And everybody has their own, I fry them in this, and I do this, I do that. All this is boiled. It's as simple as can be. And it's unbelievable how good they are this way. So what you do is you just cut the bottom where it's not so good off. That's 3/4 of an inch or something. So you cut the bottoms off. Just run through that real quick. And you use the biggest, well, not the biggest pot you got, because you might have a really big pot. I'm right here, you can't see it yet, but I have a pretty good sized saucepan, diameter wise, not tall, and it's just starting to boil. I can hear it, and it's just salt water. Anyway, so you take a really good vegetable peeler and peel them. I don't know if you could, I don't want to make a mess, but you just peel them down to where, when you eat asparagus and they're real stringy, and you got it, you spit it out and they're absolutely terrible. Well, what you're doing is you're peeling that off. But you got to have a good vegetable peeler. This one is made by a company called Oxo. I'm not sponsored by them. I had to buy it. I have no affiliation with them, but it is an outstanding vegetable peeler. This one's made out of aluminum with a rubber handle. So let me peel these and get that done. All right, so I got all of these peeled. Not, down to the white, but at least the light green. So what I'm going to do is just tie them up with some kitchen twine, and make sure you always buy kitchen twine. Don't ever use nylon, because it'll melt and you'd be in trouble. So you just tie them up. Into a bundle. All right. So those are tied up. And the reason you use such a big saucepan or pot or whatever you got, diameter-wise especially, is so when you get the water to a hard rolling boil, when you put the cold asparagus in, it doesn't come to a screeching halt. You want to keep it rolling hot. That's why you want such a large volume of water. That way the asparagus stay bright green. And that's one of the key things when you're making asparagus. Not only do they look good, they taste better. And like I said, I got this a long time ago from Julia Child. It might have been in black and white. It could have been in color. I don't know, but it was a long time ago. And I never forgot it, and this is how I've made asparagus ever since. So this is just salt water, and it's boiling. This might mess up the sound. I got to turn the fan on. So you just put them in there, and it's still boiling because of the volume of the water. And now you boil them, I don't know, 10 minutes or something, and then stab it with a fork. When you could stab it with a fork pretty easily, it's about done. You don't want them mush, but you don't want them hard. Well, you cook them however you like, but that's generally the way you cook asparagus, is not not raw, but not mushy. You want to, when you bite into it, you want to be able to feel it. So let these cook for a minute. All right. These should be done. They feel like it. Let's find out. All right. Let me get rid of this. That's going to be hot. Let me move this out of the way. All right. So let's cut the string. I put them on a plate, on a paper towel, to collect the water. And you want to spread them out. You want to spread them out so that they don't continue to steam. Otherwise, they'll get too mushy. But look at that color. Got a little string hanging there. That is beautiful. And again, that's from Julia Child. So let's give these a try. So I'm just gonna put a couple on my plate. And I like butter. So let that butter melt on there a little bit. A little salt. And a little black pepper. And this is the way I like asparagus. I mean, I like to eat them with a meal, but some black pepper, butter, and salt, and that's it. And you know how everybody always says, oh, the big fat ones, they're tough or whatever? Watch. It's slippery because of the butter. I just cut that with a fork. No strings. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. If you like asparagus, again, this isn't my recipe. This is Julia Child's recipe. I stumbled across it. That is as good as it gets. You don't need anything. Just butter, salt, black pepper. And like I said, everybody who says, "Oh no, them fat ones," look, I'm cutting it with a fork. Look at that. That is absolutely delicious. So there's Julia Child asparagus. Not mine, hers. And it is good, I'll tell you.